Hey everyone, it's Kristen. Oh, it is after 1 o'clock here in Pennsylvania on Sunday night. And I figured I would put an update out. These things roll around in my head as I'm trying to keep current with the Facebook pages and more activities that I'm getting involved in. It's been a crazy few months. It has been very busy and hectic, and as busy as those days get, I'm finding that I like this more and more, being this involved, learning more, stepping into roles I never thought I would step into. So, what's changed since my first video? Well, I am still co-managing, helping. I think there's a lot of us editors now in the Facebook pages, the Bernie Sanders Social Network. I'm still keeping up with that as best I could. I'm still updating the Facebook page that I launched, Bernie Sanders' upcoming events. As I see the events, sometimes I'm seeing them very last minute and getting them on there as soon as possible. And then I had a moderator ask if I would sort of be an admin in the Bernie versus Hillary Fight Club, which is one of really the more calmer fight clubs that aren't pro one side or the other. And they're really trying to engage in true discussions. I'm sure the Bernie people would love to get in a good discussion with the Hillary people to point out some differences and see where things can be swayed. So I'm doing that. So Facebook world is very busy, and additionally what launched from there was I attended a meeting in Philadelphia. It was a national meeting for Bernie Sanders where they had somebody from the headquarters come to speak with us. And the first turnout, because they had two meetings, was about 600 people. It was really large. And I did not sign up to be a delegate, but I wanted to be involved. So after the meeting, people kind of sorted by their county or town that they were in. And we saw a guy that had a sign and location for fairly close to the house here. And we gave our name and email and phone numbers, anything to contact us. And things just kind of launched from there. The guy lives very close to us, is full on Bernie, really clicked with him right away, and he started hosting. Let me fix the flickering light up here. Hold on. He started hosting right away events for petition signing. So I started learning more about the process here. Apparently, to even get a candidate on the ballot in Pennsylvania, you have to get 2,000 signatures in the state of Pennsylvania, valid signatures. They're going to challenge everything. So you have to aim higher than 2,000, and for Bernie, a lot higher, because they're going to look for everything. And then additionally, the people, like the guy I met close by who would like to be a delegate, he will be trying to go to the convention in Philadelphia in the summer. And those delegates, like him, are pledged to Bernie, just like I'm sure there's delegates pledged to Hillary. And they require signatures as well. Each delegate has to get 250 signatures from registered Democrats. Again, things will be challenged. We have to aim a lot higher than that. So it started kind of haphazardly, where we had a lot of interest in signing up, and then we kind of found the talents within our little group of what people could do. Maybe they had done this before and knew the political process better. So it's getting more organized. It's becoming more evolving, as I like to say. That meeting of that person led to starting to canvass. And this is getting the walk list from the national campaign and going door to door to register Democrats who may be Bernie, maybe Hillary, maybe undecided. And that's been an interesting experience because we're meeting all sorts of people. And for the most part, even if they're Hillary, it's been a rather polite conversation at the door. And since the last debate, a lot of the Hillarys are now leaning Bernie. And this is a very conservative state in Pennsylvania. It's a funny state. We have Philadelphia. We have progressives here. The county that I'm in, which is a suburb of the city, is split, but I'd probably venture to say mostly conservative. The district is the 11th most gerrymandered district in the country that I live in. And it is crazy when you look at a map and see how it's drawn. Okay. Whole other thing, I don't know enough about gerrymandering. Perhaps I'll get more schooled in it. So the meeting and then the little group that we formed, we got the petitions a little after January 26th, and they have to be printed a certain way. They have to be filled out a certain way. Even the headers at the top are a bit deceiving. We were warned about if the person writes something in incorrectly, it'll just be thrown out. If they make a mistake, they have to cross the whole line out, initial it. Many people do not know that Bernie or any candidate needs signatures. So that's been eye-opening to a lot of voters. And we had a pretty good one-liner today. I think it was a Bernie person, and she was walking her dog, and we kind of caught her going out. And we explained who we were. You know, we're not trying to sway anyone, argue with anyone, just trying to get him on the ballot as a choice. And she said, he's not on the ballot? And we said, no, you have to get 2,000 signatures, usually more, because they're going to challenge them in order to be listed, just like any other candidate. And she said, well, that's just ridiculous. Where is the form? I'm going to sign this. So a lot of people don't know he doesn't just appear on the ballot. Got to get the signatures. We are far more grassroots probably than any candidate out there. So we're learning. I found that Bernie's website, the events or the organizing hub, I'm listing my house as an event every day this week, starting today, which is Sunday. And the house will be open from like 10 in the morning till 9 at night. Friday, after that debate, it was like a revolving door here in Pennsylvania. People were coming to the house, one after the other. And once you have them in the house, they will sign every petition you have. So not only is the person that we're working with going to be a delegate, we've met other people pledged to Bernie, want to be delegates. We're trying to get as many of them on the list as a choice. So I carry not just the petition for president for Bernie Sanders, not just the delegate that we met, but 5 other people who are running to be delegates to represent Bernie at the convention. So it's a hectic process. And then at the end of this, the forms have to be notarized. I'm a notary. That's good. I just can't notarize a form where my signature is on a petition. Conflict of interest, that goes for anything that you notarize when you're a notary. But I can only sign once on each form, so the bulk of them I should be able to do. So it's been a lot of late nights. As we know, Iowa happened. Now the Des Moines Register, who endorsed Hillary, is putting pressure for those raw data voting results. Is that how they're terming it? Coin tosses, there's video footage. The millennials went out there and fought for us. They videoed, they posted comments, stories, and now I just saw breaking report. I'm up late every night looking at this because it's hard to shut off. The Des Moines Register is saying that the caucus chairs or whoever is looking into this, that there are enough results that it could absolutely sway the winner. So that'll be an interesting development. Yes, the virtual tie being within 0.2%, fantastic, because this was a guy that was not supposed to be electable. However, if those results sway it and tip it in his favor, even better. So I'm involved with that. I did a little phone banking, canvassing. I'm hosting events here. Women for Bernie contacted me. I guess they found me on Facebook and asked if I would hold an event for them this week. I agreed. They're supposed to be sending like a packet of stuff to hand out for the people that come. So that'll be interesting because I can ask them to sign the petition when they're here, but it's also to talk about the issues that impact. And maybe I can get a higher age group. I think the millennials rock. But maybe if I can get that higher age group, the numbers are struggling there because they're still very Hillary, and just talk about differences. They usually kind of think about it. They walk away thinking about it. So we'll see how that goes. We started canvassing at 9 this morning, and it went up till about 7 tonight. It's tough. This area especially, really tough, even with your walk lists, knowing where all the registered Democrats are. As tired as you get, when you want to stop and take a break, you think about how important this is, and you continue. So, did that. In this process, someone sent me a link. I saw that a Democratic debate will be in Philadelphia in April. Don't have the date yet. I did put them on the upcoming events site with just like the first date of the month, with a notation that more details were coming. And I'm trying to figure out if there's any way that I can get into the debate. I don't have much clout or pull, but you never know. In the meantime, I did get a link from one of the people we met in our little group that's formed and circulating stuff in the area here for being a volunteer at the convention. So I went to that link today, registered myself, got a little profile, and we'll see. If they get a ton of people, they pick and choose however they pick and choose. But at least I threw my hat in the ring for that. It's busy. And I can see that even after the deadline, we technically have till February 16th to get all of our petitions in. They would like us to aim for the 10th, which we're going to do kind of 2 rounds. We're going to, around Monday, the 8th and 9th, we're going to have the first rounds turned in, notarized, all of that. But we're still going to push for the rest of the week. Why not? Let's get more, as many as we can, because we have till the 16th. And then we'll just have another round of petitions to notarize, which is fine. So we're plugging away. We're thinking of any angle we can at this point. He's got to be on the ballot here. We just won't accept defeat in that regard. And I think with the turnout that they had at both meetings, which was 600 in the first, and I think 300 in the second because the blizzard, the Snowbama, he's apparently the cause of everything. That changed the date, or it impacted the second meeting, so the turnout was a little lower. But if we have almost 1,000 people in the state walking around with that petition, and we only need 2,000, but we're aiming higher, we should be in good shape. There have been no formal updates from headquarters as to where we stand. We have to report our totals in every night. I'm guessing they're completely swamped and busy, and we're not going to press them for it. We're just going to keep track of things, report our totals nightly, and see where it all lands. Maybe the day we bring the first batch down, somebody can talk to somebody in person and get a feel for it. Find out. And if I find out, I'll post it. What's coming up? We have New Hampshire. We have another debate next week. I like to think that his lead in New Hampshire is solid, but after the shenanigans of Iowa, I don't trust her to not pull something. Who knows? I get that it's a primary and not a caucus. I just don't trust it. I think the system is more corrupt than any of us think. We see stuff online faster than mainstream media. We're up to date with things. I just think it runs on such deep, deep levels at every point in the system. We literally have to work from the bottom up, as Bernie says, and stay involved. We were talking today that once we get them on the ballot, we need to then switch gears and get into campaign mode. And many of the people who've come to the House, who have signed up, they want to be in on the campaign end. So we're going to have to shift gears and kind of refocus and go in that direction, which I imagine will get even busier. In the meantime, there's a March for Bernie in Philadelphia on the 27th of February. I'm going. I'm bringing my daughter. I'm bringing little Bernie. I'm bringing my Bernie sign, gear, you name it. And I can see that the 27th is now popping up all over the country as like the next national March for Bernie Day, which I think is awesome. So in the meantime, I'm plugging away job searching, which is hard. I have to fit it in between. I don't want to go back to corporate America, but I am looking at corporate America type positions as well as non-corporate America, part-time, work from home. I'm willing to do pretty much anything. I would love for it to be in something in this area, politics, activism, with the right person. I just ran into a 24-year-old person who's a millennial running for Congress in South Jersey and liked his website, sent a message. That would be somebody cool to work for, get your foot in the door. So we'll see. It's difficult because I'm facing choices now I didn't want to have to face again, which is dropping health insurance, which would start with dropping me to try and keep the kids, but it may get to the point of having to drop them. I think Obamacare was a great start. It started out tremendously affordable. The insurance companies have found ways to inch that price up. I'm now close to $300 per person per month to have coverage with enormously high deductibles. I think I'm around $5,000 a person and high copays. I can't sustain on that when you're not bringing in income. I don't have anything to fall back on. The 401k, the savings, that was all to keep me afloat during divorce, after the bailouts, and the job market was terrible, and I was bouncing around from one downsizing to another. So there might be some decisions I'm going to have to make soon. As a mother, you do what you have to do. It reaffirms why I'm doing this. It absolutely reaffirms it. So I'm still plugging away. I'm still here. Sometimes I'm quieter on Facebook because there's lots of activity going on here in Pennsylvania, and it's going to shift gears very soon into campaign mode and then bringing in those people we've met from canvassing into that fold. I thought in the beginning, when I got on the internet, joined the pages, did YouTube, I'm kind of behind the scenes, Bernie TV, volunteer, feeding them if I see a story, a video, anything interesting, sort of feeding it through their Slack. So that was exciting. Bernie TV rocks. But I'm staying busy, but I have concerns just for my own personal situation. No concerns for Bernie. The only concern I have at this point is, should her name be on the ballot at the end in the general election where shenanigans went on and he's not on there, I cannot morally click her name. No, I don't want a Republican, any of them, to be elected. I think I'm at the point I will have to write him in. And I think if that happens, there are many people that the media won't show, or they don't know about it, or they know about it and they choose not to report it, or maybe all three. They don't realize the force online here. In the beginning, I thought the force was large and big and exciting. Now, there's a feeling of it being unstoppable. The fire was lit, it spread, and it's continuing to spread. So the whole Bernie or bust, which in my mind I keep on the back burner, I don't draw too much attention to it online. If it came to it, I think I have to do a write-in. So I'm not going to dwell on it too long. It's just that thing that rolls in your head this early in the morning. We're going on 2 a.m. and you think, if it came to it, I'd have to. That would be an interesting election. A huge turnout with write-ins for Bernie. Not the direction I want it to go. I absolutely want him to be the nominee and the only choice on the Democratic side. But we have a backup plan, folks. And like I said, it's unstoppable. That's the feeling I'm getting. So as tired as I look on this video and worn out, I've got a ton of activities tomorrow with hosting here at the house, notarizing forms in the morning, canvassing, obviously Facebook and all of the online stuff. So I'm still plugging away. Still plugging away. Don't let the bags fool you. Get up, you have some coffee, you just put your Bernie hat on and your Bernie gear, and you go. And you do it, and you do it until, even after he's in office, we keep doing it. We've got to get different people in that down ballot selection and keep it going until these lunatics and crazy people are out. So, that's my update. I've talked way too long. I'm going to stop. I'll post this. If you get bored, I'm not offended if you have to pause or stop it. But anyway, thorough update after a few months since my first. So, feel the burn. Everybody keep plugging away. I'm right here behind you.